Remember, please hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Hi, everyone. Today is Thursday, October the 30th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We do have a Benzinga meeting today, folks. Those of you on the Pro platform, check out the times for that. All right. We're taking a look at the E-mini S&Ps, and we can see value area high, taking a look at the hourly chart, value area high, 6,953, value area low, 6,758. That's a pretty wide range. Let's take a look at the gamma lines. Call wall moved up as we suspected. The 0DTE calls are at 7,000. The 0DTE puts are sitting as a wall at 6,830. I still like that 6,825 as a relative support zone. It does fill the gap. Altogether, point of control this morning at 6,913. What is trend? Well, it's kind of flat. What is momentum? Well, it's kind of flat. What do we have building? Well, we've got building something that looks like a flag, right? And so if we stare that down, let's ignore this big spike up there. Let's gather the rest of these and see what we've got. If we look at this flag pattern, we'll notice a couple of things. Price compression, very important to consider. If we think about inventory control and inventory accumulation, the traders are in a wide patch that's got kind of a slippery floor, right? Because it's moving right below it and then immediately recovering. I am going to draw the box from just under value area high to the range near 68.90. That's potentially the floor of support, could be 68.81. This is a formation that's telling me two things. Buyers are trying to hold the floor. Sellers are trying to hold the ceiling. What does that mean? I'm probably going to have some kind of break. Don't know where it is. Low of the hourly opening candlestick, 69, just above 6,900. We came in the overnight, tested 6,901. Losing 6,900 is going to be a big deal under this formation because the traders have repeatedly tried to hold above it. Probably dangerous trading. Now, in the overnight, we had Microsoft, we had Meta, we had a lot of earnings come over the wire. Some good, not so good. It's pretty sideways. Xi and the president were supposed to have a conversation. Have no idea how that's turned out other than we'll see, which, I could have guessed that one. And actually, I did guess that one. So, the biggest zones that you can look for a fight look to me like the range between 6,907 to 6,931. It's pretty clear that overnight, after the midnight drop, that we are absolutely ranging. And so the candlestick to then really pay attention to is this one with the very high, the high range of rounded about 6,950, 6,949, and the low range at 6,900. So $50 range caught in the area. We break out above 31. We're going to shoot for 50. We break below 7. We're going to shoot for the even numbers at 6,900. So what does that tell you? Potentially bigger move to the upside than the downside if the price action holds trend. If we don't hold trend, that means we break 6907, break 6900, bounce, and we cannot hold 6910. to 69.13. Where the VWAP is, that's going to give us continuation downside. Dip buying still looks really pretty normal, but we are ping-ponging around the VWAP. So that always gives us a range event until it doesn't. I know we hate that, but it is what it is. All right. What are the charts doing? Yesterday's... Whoa, where are our gamma flows? There we go. All right. So what's happening here? Same thing. Trend generally up. Momentum a little bit flat, but barcoding around that VWAP. The range of the formation looks exactly like it did yesterday. Low 26,100. Notice we pierced that at the 2 o'clock. That was the Fed meeting, the FOMC meeting, and then recovered immediately, went all the way to 26,380, and then collapsed. So where's the floor? I think it's the 1 hour low. So I'm going to draw a box there. Not put a line specifically, but I am going to draw a box. So looks to me like the traders are trying to hold 26,150 and trying to hold below this 26,380. We don't have any pressure. We've got sideways action. This is range-based trading until it isn't. All right. Now, where's the pressure? Well, the higher lows certainly are giving us a run. And we still have higher highs. We don't have a real breakdown, but this is a double top per se. So breaking this edge, if we duplicate this range, what do we say? 150 to 320. So that's 170 points to the south, which puts us, right around 25,950 to 26,000, right? Somewhere in between there. That's the potential range of the day. We are well above the call wall. That call wall remains at 26,000. They have not raised it. VWAP, 26,250. That's where the floating VWAP is also. And then damp momentum and positive trend. These guys are going to have to rotate up or they're going to have a problem, right? And if they are stubbornly not rotating up, this chart is going to grind higher. So we want to watch for that. Put wall way down here, 25,775. Let's take a look at oil. So in a sneaky move, Luke Oil, Russia, if you're not aware, Luke Oil said to a Swiss private equity firm, hey, listen, I think it's a Swiss private equity firm. It's Swiss. Hey, we can't manage this anymore. Let's sell it. I'm selling it to you guys. And so now the Russian company, Luke Oil, is going to be owned by the Swiss, except it's still going to be in Russia. So shenanigans ahead. All right, that being said, oil's been sitting at the floor, the put wall, and that put wall's been 60 for a couple of days. Call wall moved down into 61. Very range-based formation. I haven't looked at this in a few days, and it is indeed doing the same thing. It's going low to high until it breaks. So what do you want to do? Set an alert for when it breaks this edge. Remember, if it moves with speed, but not distance, that means we're going to hold the floor here somewhere at like 59.30. We've got a reflexive bounce, and then that bounce will tell us what's going on. All right? My suspicion is that really muddies things quite a bit, and oil is going to continue to move down because they're going to be able to get it to market in a couple of different ways. That puts the potential high of the day at around $60.50, but call wall at 61, so it could go all the way up there. Let's take a look at gold. All right. Gold, higher low yesterday, right? Broke the trend line at about 1 p.m. Beautiful move. Came right down into support. Fantastic buy zone right at the put wall. Today, the put wall is 3,930. The call wall is 4,050. What is trend? Grinding up, right? Grinding up. But I think we're potentially still in a flag pattern, right? Momentum in the direction of the broad motion of the trade is still downward. If we cross over this 4,000 area, which is value area low, we could easily have a $60 move to the north, right? The volatility in gold has been fantastic. You can trade for a little bit and make a ton of cash, right? Scalping here has just been pure gold. You got to be careful about where you enter, so watch your boxes. And a new box is forming on the 1 hour formation, and it's trying to hold, right? The 50% range bounced off the VWAP, holding, about to break out again, value area low at 4,000. My suspicion is it tries to walk straight up into the call wall, potentially, right? I'm going to guess. Sticky day today. I just say find your boxes and trade the boxes, right? So, what are we staring down here? Sideways, right? Call wall 690 still. That's the big call wall. Two of them together. Put wall 685. Yeah. Wow, these guys are jammed up in here. So we've got ourselves sideways formation. What's trend? Up to flat. Where are we gathering inventory? Right here. Right? We're being protected from below with this moving average. So dips down through the wick should be a buy. Sweet spot buy at $684. Right? That's the sweet spot buy, and the bounce into 685 and then 686, potentially 687.50. Right? That's what we're going to have to watch. Diddling in the middle, probably not a good idea. What's the fly in the ointment? We are underneath the VWAP. Underneath the VWAP. Shaking around above the VWAP, but in general, any strikes above the VWAP, we move back down. That could tell us we've got a little mean reversion here, and we got this great big pocket sitting right here. Also remember, today and tomorrow, last trading days of the month, we're going to have a little bit of rotation, price action movement in all kinds of directions. Could be a little sticky over the next couple of days, but in general, dips are buy zones, and that's what we want to watch for. Be very careful today, folks. Again, watch your size, and if you're losing confidence in the way that you are trading, tighten up your ranges that you're staring down, and then just go for the quick strikes so that you can build your confidence, and then you can widen out that framework and just make a fractal multiple of what you're doing. Meaning, if you're looking at something on a 5-minute and you learn to trade that formation is going to work on an hourly formation, right? That's just the way it goes. All right, everybody, take it easy. See you on the streams.